so this is a quick review on this Instant Vortex Plus. It's an air fryer, and we purchased this and followed the manufacturer's instructions. So we took all the plastics out of it. We washed it down with soapy water before we used it. And as soon as we plugged it in and started to use it, there was a very strong chemical smell. Now, when I say strong, I'm telling you, it was extreme. It was like we were inside a plastic chemical factory. So we didn't put any food in it because according to the manual, it says to run a bake. So we ran a bake for, I believe it was maybe 20 minutes at 400 degrees to bake off any residues as recommended by the manufacturer's manual. So after that, the whole house was extremely smelly. As a matter of fact, you could barely take it. You had to open all the windows, etc. So we thought, okay, well, it's residue, we'll give it another shot. But we baked it we ran that residue burn off another 2 or 3 times for it. So a total of maybe 1 hour. And I'll tell you, the house was horrendous, the smell. But after that, we thought, well, it's just lingering in the air. My wife thought she was going to cook some dinner, wanted to try it out. So she put in some chicken legs, and we thought, okay, it must be burnt off. The smell is still in the house, but it must be burnt off by now. So she made those chicken legs, and we left actually for the weekend, and we took those chicken legs out to our trailer. And the next morning we ate them, and while we tried to eat them, we had to throw them all out. The taste, the plastic chemical smell, literally went into the chicken legs. So they just tasted like we were eating chemicals. It was horrendous. I was hungry, so I managed to eat one chicken leg, and then I couldn't eat anymore. We threw them out. I just couldn't take the taste. So, of course, I'm concerned about, what did I just eat? Was it, the toxins, whatever's burning off, is it toxic? Did it go in? But anyway, we came back home, and we got home and we opened the door, and our house still, after 2 days, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was actually 3 days, our house still had that toxic chemical smell throughout. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. It was just unreal that smell didn't dissipate. So I thought, well, I'm going to try another bake off. So I ran 3 or 4 more bakes for about a total of a good, maybe an hour at least. And I shouldn't have done that in the house. That was stupid because the smell even got worse. So that didn't work. I then took it out my side door here, outside, as recommended by some stuff that I read on the internet. And I ran it for at least 3 more hours of cycling. I went outside, I could smell the air outside had that chemical smell. Then I reviewed other stuff, recommendations on the internet, and they were saying to wipe it down with lemon juice. So we did the lemon juice, wiped it down with lemon juice, and then there was recommendations that we put lemon juice in a bowl, put it in the oven. So we got a ceramic unbreakable dish, stuck it in there with some lemon juice and vinegar as recommended, and we ran another bake off. That still didn't work. There's nothing we can do to seem to eradicate this smell. I'm not sure what it is. Hope the hell it's not toxic. I know my wife has a headache from breathing these fumes in, or the smell today. So then I looked at the reviews online, of course, and then this is some Amazon stuff, and everybody seems to be complaining about the same thing. For instance, let's see, poor reviews, particularly regarding the chemical plastical smells, We're seeing lots of these reviews about the smell. Here it says, out of the box, chemical smell, again, this noted chemical smell. Opened all the windows in the house. And again, the machine stinks and it won't go away. I've had mine for 20 months at the time of this review. Still stinks every time I use it. So we're getting all these warnings. Works great, but the chemical smell is terrible and can be tasted in the food. Horrible chemical smell that doesn't go away. Makes a horrible nauseating smell that won't go away no matter how many times I use it, So I'm seeing all kinds of reviews. I guess I wish I would have looked at this initially. Now, having said that, the smell of hot plastic in the air fryer was horrendous. So people had to send these back, and it just keeps going about this smell. Again, you might get a smelly one or a good one. So this is interesting because my son, when I bought two, one for myself and one for my son. My son did the normal bake-off as recommended, and he said there was no more smell. So I suspect it could be batch related. Manufacturer, they manufacture differently. Certain batches have a smell and certain doesn't. Because there are also some good reviews on this. So there seems to be, look at 75%, this is Amazon again, had 5-star reviews. Only 5% had this 1-star. But I can tell you, you cannot run this in your house. So I'm going to be packing this up. I would recommend, and sending it back tomorrow, I would recommend if you buy one, you try the bake-off. Hopefully it works for you. I don't know, if the machine is, quite frankly, any good from an air frying perspective, because I can't get to that point without ruining the food. So I guess that's all I have to say about this. I'll be sending it back. I will be contacting the company tomorrow and see what they have to say about it. Okay, a quick update. I did contact the company, and I believe I got a customer service rep from the Philippines who said that they have had some complaints about the smell and the taste in the food from using the air fryer. He suggested I return it to the place of purchase, which I have. I went on then to ask him about what I was smelling and what I was tasting, and what chemical was this. He did mention some chemicals that are used in the machine, including lead and PTFE. There was a few others, but those are the ones that stuck out for me. PTFE is a polymer coating that prevents food from sticking in pans. I suspect, that's my opinion, that that's what I was smelling and tasting, probably burning off into the food. I asked him about the toxicity of this. He didn't really want to elaborate. He did read some statements that, in fact, there's tests in the state of California that it can potentially cause cancers, etc. So that's about it for that. I asked for if somebody could elaborate, and he said somebody would contact me from the company that would give me more details on what I was tasting and smelling. As of a week now, nobody has. I gave him the email. He said someone would email me relatively quickly. That didn't happen yet. The other thing I can tell you is that even after a week, we've removed that machine completely from our house, and after a week, we can still smell that plastic chemical smell in our kitchen. So I don't know if it's in the furniture or if it's in the walls, but, it's not overly bad. But when you walk in from outside, you can definitely still smell it. It's lingering in the rooms.